Good afternoon. It is Australia Day and it is once again my great pleasure to destroy this travesty of justice. So why do I do it? Because I can. Pure and simple. Because I can. This, to me, that's freedom. Okay, so why do I burn the flag? I burn the flag for any number of reasons, principally because I can. It is not illegal in this country to burn the flag. In several other nation states around the world, it is. You can be locked up. The United States of America comes to mind. To me, it's an expression of freedom. Freedom to do as I wish, where I wish, within the rules of the society. And the rules of this society do not include burning of a piece of cloth, or in the case of what you saw outside, some artificial fabric where the colours are not the right colours, where the size of the flag is not the right size, and where there's a tag on the back that says made in China. So that's it for me, that's freedom. And I use this occasion every year to bring up some aspect of our body politic, which I am absolutely disgusted with in general, because the people who represent us, who we elect to our federal parliament, always seem to want to come back to politics. There's an issue on the table at the moment regarding the Indigenous voice to the parliament. Peter Dutton, the current leader of the opposition, is playing politics with it. His coalition partners have already stood up and said, no, we are not supporting the referendum when it comes around. We are not going to support a case for yes. They've given no validity to it, they just oppose. And that's straight out of the playbook of Tony Abbott. And we all know what a fuckwit he was. You don't oppose an idea simply for the fact that you want to oppose it. There has to be a rationale. The Nationals have not presented a rationale. Therefore, in my estimation, they can be dismissed. Their argument, which they have not expressed, can be dismissed. Now, as far as what Dutton is saying, that he's been out in the community and the community is telling him, oh, there's no detail, there's no detail. I would recommend you all, anyone watching this, go to the internet, type in fromtheheart, all one word, .com.au, and read all of the resources on that website. The guiding paper that was initiated by the previous government, of which Dutton was a part, is there to have a look at. All 105 or 112 pages, whatever it is. It is a formal, well-produced, highly detailed document which maps out at least 8, from what I've read, 8 different platforms which this voice to Parliament could take. Now, the way it's constructed, that's for our elected representatives to decide upon. All we've got to decide on is yes or no. And whilst those who know me may well know that I lean towards the left, I believe Albanese is saying the right things. If not now, when? It took this country until 1967 to recognise the fact that our First Nations people are entitled to vote. That's almost 200 years since Arthur Phillip and his boys rolled up on the shores of Botany Bay and laid claim to this nation, this island, in the name of his king. That's invasion. I don't care who you are, what your politics is, or what your supposed argument might be. That is invasion. Representatives of a foreign state laying claim to someone else's land. Now, those someone else may have been regarded at that time, and there are still some around who today will still regard the same way our First Nations people as barbarians. They are the oldest living culture on the face of this planet. Their culture has existed more than 60,000 years. At the very least, we owe them an element of respect for maintaining that culture for all of that time. Their culture is rich and it is vibrant. And anyone who's ever sat down with an elder and talked about life, you'll understand what I mean. Of course, there will be very, very few of you who have ever done that. So think about, on this day that I regard as an invasion day by a foreign power, dispossessing the First Nations people of their land, think about 1967. Think about 2023. Yeah, I'm not going to do the math in a hell of a hurry, but to me that sounds like 57 years, give or take. 56 years, whatever. It's taken us that long, and the failure of bureaucratically created bodies in the interim to come to the point where we've been approached by representatives of the First Nations people who want to go on a journey with us, who want us to come with them in the process of finding what is best for them and their culture. That's what The Voice is. It's an advisory body to the Parliament, to our elected representatives. The body needs to be enshrined in the Constitution to protect it from ever being shut down. Those of you who remember ATSIC, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders Commission, they'll remember that that body was set up by white bureaucrats and then cast adrift. And of course, corrupt individuals who wanted to feed their own pockets. Yes, some of them were black, some of them were white. They fed their own pockets to the detriment of their own people in the main. That's not a voice to the Parliament. That's simply saying, here's a bucket load of money, fuck off and go and look after yourselves. The voice to the Parliament will persist, and it has to persist. If we vote yes as a collective, as a national collective, then that voice, and whatever form it takes, and remember, it is only an advice to the Parliament, it is not a third house. That's a spurious argument. You've only got to read the document on that website that I gave you. That voice needs to be enshrined in the Constitution for its own protection and for the benefit of the First Nations people going forward into the future. Think carefully. Do your own research. Don't listen to politicians. Don't listen to the media. Anybody who takes their advice from the media in this country has rocks for brains. Think. Be intelligent. Make your own call, whatever that call might be. But the First Nations people have a right to be recognised as Australians in our Constitution. At the moment, that doesn't exist. So think carefully. I burn the flag because I can. Our First Nations people have made this approach to us because they can. We have to support that. That's their gateway to freedom. Mine, because I'm a white man born here, 8th generation, I've already got that. I've got that as a birthright. The Indigenous people, through their birthright, their 60,000 plus year birthright, don't have that. So think. Be an intelligent human being. When the referendum comes around later this year, forget all about the bullshit arguments that you get fed in the meantime, and there will be plenty. Dutton's not finished yet, that's for sure. He's going to come back and back and back, and he's going to do what Conservatives do, try to frighten people. Do your own research, fromtheheart.com.au, and take it on board. Give the First Nations people the recognition that they so badly want and deserve. And enjoy your Australia Day, whatever date you want to put on it. I'm enjoying mine. I'm going to go back out to the pool and have a little paddle. See you later. Bye.